Today I want to tell you why I love the Bogner so much. It's a very versatile amp, goes from really not maybe ultra cleans, always a little bit of crunchiness in the cleans. Crunch is the real territory, and the distorted rock tones. It doesn't do metal. For that I have a different amp. You can see it basically here in the picture. It's a nice 6505 mini head. Maybe later, maybe not. But the Goldfinger is my bread and butter amp. I really love it to pieces. Let's go on with it. What you heard now was my preferred second channel of the amp. Can you see that here? Yeah, well. And currently I'm playing a Telecaster. A very beautiful thing. When you hear sounds like these, this is not coming from the amp. It's my train station, or not train station, it's the train tracks, 20 meters or not even 10 meters next to the house, and they make this funny noise inside the amp. I have a Noisegate from TC Electronic in it. Second thing I should probably tell about my recording chain right now is I have an isolation cabinet, which I will show at the end of this video. And the isolation cabinet has the specialty that the bass is not coming as strong as it would be if you have the amp in the real room, or the speaker in the real room. I'll show you later on. When I pull up the bass like here, it doesn't mean as much as it would be probably in real life. I play it most of the time like this because I record a lot and disturb my neighbors less, and I didn't want to change my preferred recording settings now for this small video. Okay, this was, as I said, the second channel. Let's start at the front. This is the clean channel. Maybe without the reverb, and maybe a bit louder. Very nice. I have the gain currently on my preferred setting here. This is a Telecaster with area T pickups, so it's basically humbuckers, but it has it's relatively close to a single coil. Just has a little bit more beef. That makes a little difference here in the first channel. When you have a Les Paul, which I'm going to show later, then it's a little bit more crunchy already in this channel, but it's not really fully shiny clean anymore. I have a Bogner Shiva standing there, which has a clean channel that is excellent and really not distorting at all until the very end, and then the distortion gets a little bit ugly. This amp has channel 1, which already or almost always is in a little bit of a crunch setting. If you want to set it really to a cleaner setting, yeah, it's a little bit on the bright side. I like the cleans with a little bit of saturation, first hint of saturations from the tube, not only crunchy, but as well a little bit of fat in the bottom. Sounds wrong when I say it like that, but yeah, sound-wise. The Bogner amp has 2 brightness switches. I don't know if you know about controls in general of amplifiers, but a brightness switch is not in effect if the master control is set fully on. Then I can put the post bright on. No difference at all. Here, this control is set to almost minimum. And so this brightness control has a lot to say. Actually, with the Telecaster, it sounds nicer without it. sounds better. But I like the tones better which I get from setting. You can already hear there's a lot more fat in the bass. Okay, it's way too loud. Sorry that it's not completely loudness aligned. I'm not a professional. Very important on this amp and very nice is the boost. You can select on the Footswitch, which I'm going to show in a moment. You can select the boosts differently for channel 1 and channel 2. This is first without, with. It's a bit too loud for my sound card. In this setting I can show what the post bright does. If you want these really piercing tones that cut through a mix, there you have it. I have the post bright never on, almost never, no, never. I always use the pre-bright, but not probably with the Telecaster. Although this works. Okay, let's shortly show the controls. Bit too much maybe. Usable, very upfront. As I said, when I play through the IsoCab, the bass control is not as working as much as it normally is when the speaker is in the room. Now, one of the highlights of this amp Sweet. Reverb fully on, bit much maybe. Still the bass control is on full, but it sounds nice. Very nice bluesy midnight kind of feeling. Maybe I should put in the tram, but not now. All right, what else do we have? Reverb. Back to normal. I think I'll leave it now on unless it's really disturbing. I like it. So, presence. Presence up, it will get a little bit louder. bit piercing. But here on this setting, a little bit abnormal is where I use it with the Les Paul. All right. So, but, oh yeah. Power switch powers, I think, the voltage of the tubes. I'm not completely sure. But when you have it on high, there's a little lower mid frequency, a little bit emphasized. It's not so much louder. It's just a little bit more pronounced in the lower mids. Nice. So on to my favorite thing, the second channel. By the way, I'm just gonna show here the Footswitch. You can switch the reverb, you can switch the boost of the clean channel, you can select the channels, alpha or omega he calls it, then the effects loop and the boost for the second channel. What is really nice is that you can select the boosts separately, so you can go from a boosted first channel into a non-boosted second channel and vice versa. So a lot of versatility. This amp has as well not only the normal effects loop, which you can control with this thing here, but it has as well the possibility, instead of the boost, to put in a pedal into a loop that is actually before the preamplifier. So you can, with this, you could then switch either an equalizer pedal or a distortion pedal or what have you not. That I find really, really flexible. So if you want maybe a little bit scooped sound for the verses, you put in an equalizer, pull the mids a tad bit down, and then you have an adjustment screw or adjustment pot on the back, where you can set it to equal level if the boost is on or not. And then when you press then the pedal, then you have a little bit the mids cut out. And when you go off the boost, then you could have it for the chorus setting. If that was now a little bit complicated, don't worry, you'll find out once you have the amp. But it's a real flexible design. All right, let's go on to the second channel. I don't know if it's only my Footswitch here, if it's wired differently than the others, but I found it really odd that the light is on when you have the first channel, the clean channel selected, and it's off when you have the second channel selected. I would have done it a little bit differently, but Bogner is different, lovely different. And you can see that as well here on the controls. Bass is on the right side, treble is on the left side. For me, as a European right hand side driver, bass is always on the left, middle, treble is on the right. But okay, it's different. So now, without further ado, second channel. This channel is a lot of fun. You can set the basic two settings is loud 69 and the 80s setting, which is a more modern tone but less volume. So when you put it in, you need a little bit. comes the train track into sound. But lovely settings, both of them very usable. This one a little bit more distorted, a little bit more compressed. The loud 69 is a little bit more my favorite. Sweet. Here you have a little brightness, or he calls it a gain EQ. So you can select a more fat setting, which emphasizes the lower frequencies and attenuates the higher frequencies for a Telecaster like this. When I play my Les Paul, I will put it on the bright setting. We will do that in a moment. Just to show you the controls, what we have here. Let's put it all first to all mids. So you have a reference. I would always add a little bit of bass here to the Telecaster. All right. Let's say this would be the reference. So you have heard it. Treble low. Maybe a tad bit much. Scoop mids. Here the face is, the amp is right in your face. Doesn't get too piercing, or at least I don't find it like that, but here is probably the better setting. Bass completely off. Sweet. All right. Let's see how far we can go with the gain. I don't think there's much more. Loud 80s. The neighbors hate it, and the cats. But I would say enough gain, even with a spiced up Telecaster. All right, I think I've shown enough of the Telecaster. Let's go to the Les Paul. All right, second go. Now with the Les Paul, it's an Edwards Les Paul. I really like them. Cheaper one with stock pickups. I think it's Duncan SH4 or something. Anyways, so that's now the second channel. In opposition to the Telecaster, I put now the gain EQ to the brightness. Let's put it on the Telecaster set. Maybe a little bit too much gain for me. put it in the low settings, then here is clearly a loudness drop. Nice. We're still in the 80s setting. Let's put it in the plexi. By the way, the boost is always on. Not anymore. This is the neck setting. Normally you wouldn't play these distorted things with the neck setting. Works well. Endless noodling. Maybe a little word to the recording chain, which I can maybe do some video and show it in parallel. I have an isolation cap, a Grossmann isolation cap, German quality, and there's two microphones in it. One is an SM57 and the other one is a E906 or 609, I never know which way round, from Sennheiser, and I have them currently, oh damn, what loudspeaker is there, and I think I need to check. It's probably the G12H30 from Celestion. I like that sound, but I've played as well the V30 in this isolation cap, and that works as well very nice. I have as well a greenback, but I don't really remember how that sounded with this amp. Probably a whole lot more mellow. I'm a fan of this G12H30, so I really think it's in there. I can make sure. Reverb for this. So this is a Stratocaster, but it doesn't have single coils due to the train tracks next door. You still, if I put the Noisegate off, lovely. You can still hear my train tracks coming through. And this is now, actually this is the setting without, you know, here on the, it's on the loud 69 setting, which is not as distorting as the 80s setting. Still, I would say the gain is okay for rock tones. Okay, that wasn't too rocky in the end. Whack it up, the gain. Maybe without the delay. 80s. That has a little bit of hum, but that is only because I have the effects loop in there. Normally the hum is not there. I think I did describe now why I like this amp so much. Hope all the cameras are still with me. Seems so. Hope you enjoyed it. See you next time.